Thank you for the introduction, Joe. Yeah, so Hannan is a copper explorer in Peru. Before I go into the details, I need to show you this disclaimer. I'm a geologist, so there will be some forward-looking statements in this presentation. A lot of the work that I'll show you here today comes out of the COVID period when we had no option of going out into the field and do proper field work. But we took a decision in Hannan to focus more on Peru, and we did a lot of good geological research into different regions. And we decided to focus on new frontiers, and we developed, since then, over the last 3 or 4 years, a pipeline of projects that we are de-risking, that are mostly porphyry skarns and epithermal targets, and also sediment-hosted copper. And we have partnerships with joint venture with JOGMEC and a equity investment from Tech in our back pocket. The key projects are Valiente, which is located in the central part of Peru, and San Martin. Valiente is a porphyry cluster recently discovered by us, and it has a very unique age in Peru. It's Miocene, which means that it's ticking one of the major metallogenic events into the Andes. Within this area, we have discovered at least 18 copper-gold porphyry skarn targets. Just to the north, we have a second project called San Martin, which is a high-grade sediment-hosted copper target, analogous to the Central African copper belt or the Cooperschiefer in Europe. We also have a project in Ireland where we have a very strong zinc target, but it's not the focus of the company at the moment. In Chile, we have an earn-in on a blind geophysical exploration target looking for a porphyry copper. The capital structures, the insiders control 14% of the company. We have fully diluted about 122 million shares. The market cap is close to 20 million, and the recent price is around 16 to 18 cents. Cash on bank is 1.9 million, and we have 3.5 million warrants outstanding. We're trading on the Trento Stock Exchange under the ticket HANNF. So what's the opportunity for investors? Hannan is looking into new regions. We're trying to find new deposits that have not been discovered before. We're exploring where no one has been drilling. So this is an opportunity because we are first mover. It means that we can select the best areas and the best land positions. We can do the field work and de-risk the targets to get them drill ready. We call this low-hanging fruit because the biggest deposits and the easiest targets with the lowest exploration costs are usually discovered first in the exploration cycle. The strategy and the results that we've generated have, as I said, been recognized by Tech, who's an equity investment, and by the joint venture with JOGMEC. Positively, we also have drill programs programmed this year. Permitting is ongoing in both projects in Peru, and in the San Martin project, it's been granted. So we'll hopefully have a drill rig on site in San Martin in 3 or 4 months, and in Valiente, the second project, I hope that we will be drilling next year. So we start in Valiente. It's a unique opportunity. It's a very big project in a Miocene belt. Hannan's licenses here are highlighted in red. The scale, just so you get the scale here, it's from the northern part of the license to the southern part, it's 150 kilometers. Within this area, we have a total tenure of more than 1,000 square kilometers. We discovered it in 2021, just after the COVID lockdown was released. And within the belt, we have more or less 18 targets that are relating to porphyry mineralization. They could be skarn, they could be porphyries, they could be epithermals. The work we're doing now is to de-risk. That means that we're doing all the field work, we're mapping it, we're sampling it, and then we're going through the permitting cycle of drilling in Peru, which takes, in this region, up to 2 years. We submitted the first drill permit in Valiente in January last year, and I'll show you what we will be targeting next year. But this slide is really important because it shows the potential of this area. Again, I want you to notice the scale. This colorful image is an airborne magnetic survey that we flew in 2022. From north to south, it's 55 kilometers. Every square on this image highlights a porphyry target, an epithermal target, or a skarn target. The potential is tremendous. We have only done the fieldwork and mapped these anomalies. From each square, we know that there are mineralized boulders relating to this mineralization. So our next step now is to advance through the permitting with drilling and to prove the scale of this project here. Importantly, as you know, in Peru, it's the social license to explore. This is a very big area where many small villages are located. But we have very good and strong local acceptance for the fieldwork, which means that we can generate results and get the acceptance and get the permitting approved by the locals. Finally, this area has never been drilled. There's never been a single drill hole here, so it's a huge opportunity to discover something new and big. This is the drill program we're going through now. This is covering only 3 of those targets that you saw on the other image here, but it's still significant for any company. The permitted area is 17 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide. Within this area, there are 3 top-ranking targets. The first one is called Ricardo Herrera. It's a porphyry target that is about 800 meters long on the surface and 200 meters wide. We've done orientation IP on the target, and we know that it extends down to at least 500 meters depth. It has all the ingredients of an exposed porphyry. It ticks all the boxes of a porphyry target on the surface. We have quartz veining, we have strong leaching, we have channels with decent copper grades. So we know that this is a valid target. The second target is Vista Alegre. It's a 1.8 kilometer long fault trend with lots of gold-bearing boulders and high-grade gold anomalies in soil samples. This is an epithermal target, but we know that there's a strong link between epithermals and porphyry deposits, so we expect that there could be more when we start to explore that area as well. And thirdly, we have Sortilegio, which is the one further to the north. This has a quite different characteristic compared to the other porphyries. It's more similar to the ones that you explore in Canada, in British Columbia, but it has a good footprint and some interesting grades on the surface, both high-grade boulders and leached footprint of oxide veins within an 1.8 by 1 kilometer large area. So this is the program for next year. I see I'm running out of time here. Time flies. But later on this year, we're looking to drill the second project called San Martin. It's a sediment-hosted copper project, has a different geometry compared to a porphyry target, but they can develop very big targets because they have a very good lateral continuity of the mineralization. This is fully funded, this program, by JOGMEC. Thirdly, our project in Chile is called Cerro Rolando. It's a cerro, even though it's located in the Atacama Desert. It's a blind target, but it has a very good geophysical signature, which makes us interested. On the surface, or close to the surface, it has a very good EM conductor, and at depth, it coincides with a magnetic anomaly. That's a very good indication of a supergene blanket underlined by a porphyry intrusion. We are planning to drill test this later this year with a micro program. Micro means only a very short drill hole to test the geological model, if it is a supergene blanket or not. If it is, it could be a bigger program, but the test of the model it doesn't have to be big. So with Hannan this year, I think, or I'm hoping, it will be a very exciting year. We have both drill permitting in process, we have a granted drill permit, and we have very active teams in place to do the fieldwork and generate results. In Valiente, we submitted the drill permitting in January, so we're looking at 12 to 24 months, and we will de-risk the targets and generate a pipeline of projects coming out of that big project in the next couple of years. In San Martin, the program is fully funded. We're drilling at least 2,000 meters with JOGMEC. And again, there we will see a sequence of exploration targets being developed beyond 2024. And we're testing Cerro Rolando with a micro program later on this year. So, thank you.